Hi, today I'm going to take you through an energizing 30-minute flow. A lot of work on opening up the chest and the shoulders and getting into strengthening the back of the body. I'm going to be using blocks to help, as there's a lot of stepping through from down dog into lunge. I do have a separate video on how to use those, so I'll link that up in the notes. But if you have blocks and you want to have those handy just in case you feel you need them, then do that now. And then we'll get settled. So starting in a comfortable seated position, just to open up the spine, relax through the shoulders, focusing in on your breathing here. So take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And again, breathing deeply in and out. And then just let the breath come back to its natural rhythm. But still breathing as fully, as deeply as you can as we move throughout the class. I'm going to start by coming over onto hands and knees. So set the hands underneath your shoulders, the knees underneath your hips. And just make sure the spine is really long. And then start to move the chest between the hands and rock back, belly to spine. So a cow stretch and then a cat stretch. Breathing in as you open up the chest and breathing out as you open up the back. Let's do two more. Feeling that connection of the movement with the breath. And on the next in-breath, start to stretch the arms long, hips sink back. Then tucking toes under, lift up to downward facing dog. And here you might want to shift the hands onto bricks if you have them. We're going to lift the tailbone really high, lengthen through the spine. Press down through the heels. And then taking the right leg up, stepping it forward to a lunge. And moving around here into the hips just to start to loosen up. Maybe the knee coming forward to release into the ankle. And then shifting the hips back to open up the back of the leg. And if you have blocks here, you can come higher if that's helpful. And then dropping back down onto the knee, onto both knees. Sitting the hips back again, lengthening the arms, tucking under the toes, lifting up to downward facing dog. And taking the left leg high this time, stepping it through to lunge. And then just moving freely, whatever you need to just help to open things up a bit. Ready to come into the rest of the flow. So checking in with your body, how your body's feeling today, and anything you might need to adjust for. Maybe something's feeling particularly tight. Then just be mindful of that as we go through. If you're feeling really open and easy, then great. So sitting back once more into that child's pose shape. Tucking toes, big breath in as you lift the hips. Exhale, just lengthening the arms, lengthening the legs. And then keep lifting into the belly. Step the feet forward into a fold. Let your upper body drop down towards your legs. Release the back of the neck. And another breath in here, lifting hips high. Releasing into an exhale. Rolling up to stand. Drawing the belly in, lifting the arms. Last. Reaching for the ceiling. Forward folding from there. And stepping your right leg back into lunge. And the left foot steps back to plank. So keep the chest over the hands. And then breathing in. Hips come high. Exhale, drop the heels down. Inhaling forwards to plank again. This time come down to the knees as you bend the elbows and lower the chest. Then dropping into cobra, hips land, chest lifts, and returning to downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg high, stepping it forward to lunge. Help that foot through if it needs it. Drop the left knee down, bring the arms high, and drop the shoulders, the elbows back and down to open up the chest. Reach back to the mat and lift the left leg, stretch the right leg. Step forward and release into a fold. So breathing in, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, the left leg lunges. Exhale to down dog. Breathing in, come forwards to plank. Exhale, drop down towards the mat. And as you breathe in this time, maybe cobra, maybe an up dog with active legs. Exhaling back into down dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, come forward to lunge. Breathing in, drop the knee, lift the arms up. Exhale, back bend there, careful of your lower back. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, lengthening left leg. Breathing in, step feet together. And breathing out, forward fold. I'm going to go around again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to release. Inhale, right leg lunges. Exhale to plank. Strong belly. Exhale, push. And release into down dog. Come forwards again to plank. Strong arms as you lower, lifting the abs as you bend the elbows. Pressing through, open up the collarbones. Drop back to down dog. Right leg rises, squeezing the butt hard, step it through. Set your lunge. The back knee might stay lifted this time as the arms come high. And again, opening up the chest, reaching back to the mat, lengthening the leg, a pyramid type shape, stepping forward and folding at the front of the mat. Once more, breathing in, opening up, exhale, letting it go. Inhale, the left leg lunges, exhale to plank, lifting hips downward facing dog, and releasing there. Breathing in, come forwards. Exhale, strongly down to the mat. Inhale, lifting strong through the back of the body. Returning to down dog. Left leg lifts high. That foot lands forward in lunge. Set a strong foundation there. Reach up and open. Come wide. And then down we go. Stretching out that left leg. Breathing in, come to forward fold. And breathe out there. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. This time, step or jump both feet back. Downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up. Stepping it through to lunge. This time we're going to come up to warrior two. So lift the arms high, turn your body open, land the left heel. You might find you can stretch that leg a little longer. Try and stack the shoulders evenly above the hips and drop down. So one thing to watch for, that knee stays out over the little toes. Then open up the front palm, peaceful warrior. Softening into the side body. Let that back arm get really heavy. And from here, triangle pose. So keep that underside of the body long as you reach through, straightening out the right leg, lifting the left shoulder, the left side of the chest open. Side angle pose. The knee bends again, reach that left arm through, tuck the shoulder blades together and open up the top of the chest. Feel that strength through your core, through your legs. Breathing in, come back to Peaceful Warrior. Exhaling there. And reset to Warrior Two. Finding center. Turning forwards to high lunge. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the arms up high. Hips are square to the short edge of your mat here. Drop the elbows back and down, finding that back bend again. Then reaching hands to the mat. Step to down dog. And taking a breath here, just stretch and release. Bring the left leg up. Step it through, come to lunge. Warrior Two. Lifting up and opening out. So imagine you can lean back in the pose, let the shoulders feel supported from behind, the chest be really open. And think about the feet spreading wide into the floor, the toes opening out to give you more stability. Peaceful Warrior, turning left palm as you lift and lengthen that arm, allowing rib cage to open up away from hips. Now triangle pose, lengthening, lifting a little lighter here. Let the hips adjust, the pelvis adjust. So that left side of the waist stays nice and open. Now reaching through into side angle pose. Again, long lines lifted, really strong and energized in this shape. Come back to Peaceful Warrior. And watching that knee doesn't creep back. Sometimes it shifts, so keep it stacked over the ankle. And then simply adjust the arms, the spine to Warrior Two. And then lifting the back heel, pivot on the toes to turn forward to high lunge. Squeeze the butt, lift the chest as you open out the shoulders. Hands come down to the floor. Stepping back to down dog. And we're going to go again. Taking the right leg up. Bring it through. Set your lunge. Warrior Two. And now we're just a little warmer, so you might find there's more space there to play with. So if you can, try dropping down into the legs. Again, we come through Peaceful Warrior. See if you can relax the neck, the shoulders, just all those little details. Triangle pose from there. So more expansive, really energizing and lengthening into the legs. Knee bend brings you into side angle pose. So deep breath here, so if you can let the hips drop just a tiny bit more. Then Peaceful Warrior. And Warrior Two, opening out wide. Lift and turn to high lunge. Tuck those toes in as close as you need them. Here we're going to keep the arms lifted for a moment. Straighten out that left leg for Warrior One. So we're still looking for hips square, spine long, shoulders soft. And now we take that back bend and open the elbows wide. This time hands are going to clasp behind, lifting through the top of the chest. Come down to Devotional Warrior. Bring the shoulder inside the knee. As you lift the arms, let the back of the neck go, let the head drop. So a little counter pose for the spine. Then hands find the floor, release the back foot, step to down dog. And taking a breath there, just lengthening out the arms and the legs again. Left leg comes up, stepping into lunge. Once more through Warrior Two. So really grounded, really strong. Maybe this round focusing on the breath more. So each in-breath filling up the front, the back of the rib cage. the side ribs as well. Peaceful warrior from there. So here, real more access into that side rib, so breathe fully there. And as you exhale, just soften a little deeper. And warrior two, into triangle pose, sorry, the extension there, again, a full breath, helping to engage through the core, the abs. Side angle one more time. So again, be brave, check that knee stays open, the chest is still lifting. And coming back to peaceful warrior once more. And warrior two. Just bringing the eye gaze forward, ready to turn, high lunge, lifting and centering. Now press your right leg down into the mat, keep that left knee bent as the arms lift up high. And clasp the hands behind your back and lift up through the top of the chest. Tipping forward into devotional warrior. Releasing the back of the neck. So deep breath in here and breath out. And bring your hands down to the mat, stepping back into downward facing dog. And moving freely here, just loosen up through the legs. And then step or jump your way to the front of the mat into a forward fold, letting go. Lifting the arms up to the top. Press your palms together, bring hands into your chest. Take a big breath in, standing as tall as you can. Let the shoulders soften. Now we're going to lift the arms up high, come to chair pose. Take a deep knee bend here. And it's really important to watch the lower back in this position. So watching that you're not over stressing the lower back by sticking the bum back. You want the hips tucked under slightly, but still sitting down, and the abs are strong. So actively squeezing the belly in here. And then to try and open the chest, we're going to take the arms wider, pull the elbows back slightly, feel that connection into the upper back. Breathe. Standing tall on your right leg, lifting the left foot, dancer's pose. So you might hold the outside. If you can, go to the instep of your left foot. Nice and tall, knees start in line. Then we extend the leg back and keep lifting the top of the chest. So there's a strong back bend feel here. And if your balance is wobbly, it might help to relax the knee on that standing leg. And now we're going to unload into warrior three. So if you need to touch down, then do. Otherwise, let the arms drop back as you let the leg go. Tip your chest forward. Extending out through the toes, opening up through the collarbones. And then breathing in, come back to center. And let it go. Sweep the arms up high, dropping back down into chair pose. So again, feeling where you can strengthen the belly to help support the back. And think about the spine lengthening, so the tailbone's dropping down, the back of the neck is growing taller. Then the elbows draw back to lift the chest. Feel those muscles, the shoulder blades around the muscles. And lift up into dancer, taking hold of the right leg. So find your balance, give yourself a moment to breathe here before starting to open it up. Remember, it's only practice, so it's not about getting it right, it's just about trying to get it better. to learn what's going on, to work with your body how it is on a particular day. And then here we're going to transition to warrior 3. So again, touch down if that's helpful. Otherwise, just unfold and dive in. Lifting up through the chest. Bring the feet together and touch down there. Take the arms up high. Lift fingertips to the sky. Let go into a forward fold. Step or jump back into plank. So keep the chest over the hands. Lifting the abs as you push into the floor. Shift the shoulders a little bit further forward so you really get a strong connection into your belly. And then here we're going to drop the knees under the hips, but keep that strength through your spine into your arms. And lifting your left leg straight out behind. Push through the heel to lengthen all the way from the hip. Keep the abs lifting, and if you feel steady here, lift the right arm as well. And see if you can hook into the back of the shoulder as well as the back of the hip. One more breath. And then letting that go, change to the other side. So push the floor, lift the abs, extend the left leg. Take a breath. And then find the left arm to meet across the back body. And releasing from there, bring the hands down, the knees down. Stretch the legs a little bit further back and come on down to your belly. So we're going to come into a locust. We want the legs close to each other, the arms reaching back into an arrow shape. And we're looking to strengthen the back of the body and lift into a back bend. So again, we want to be careful. This lower part of the spine already curves in that direction, so we don't want to put too much more stress in it. So focus on the upper, middle back, the neck. And as you breathe in, stretch through the toes, stretch through the arms. And as you exhale, just try and hold that shape, hold that strength. And it should be possible to breathe as freely as you did right at the start. And letting go from there, turning head to the right hand side, just release everything down to the floor. So with these back bends, if you notice your breath gets fast or short, then try and adjust your position to be in a slightly easier position so that you can breathe easy, and then use the breath as a guide for how deep to go. We've got two options. So next one, you can come back to that locust shape, same again. Otherwise, bow pose, taking hold of the ankles, bringing the knees in line, so similar to dancer, and then pressing the feet into the hands, trying to create some lift here. So we've got a lovely open chest, a lengthening and lifting through the thighs, energizing the back of the body. And then as you let that go, gently release down to the mat. And just turn the head the opposite way. Let the spine really relax. Let the back body release. Now, bringing the head to the centre, the hands underneath your chest. Ease the hips up and back towards your feet, towards a child's pose. Then we're going to scoop the right arm underneath the left shoulder and release into the upper back. So the hips might be higher here or sink a little deeper, whatever's comfortable for your body. and stretching through to the other side. So again, seeing if you can fill up the back of the body with your breath, so allow the rib cage to expand. And that stretch to work all the way down towards the lower spine. Releasing both arms forward, take a big stretch through the centre. Start to come up onto hands and knees and over into a seated position. So feel free to prop up the hips if that's helpful. Bring the legs out in front and sitting up nice and tall. Tuck your left leg in and cross the right leg in front. Try and balance out the hips, tuck toes to shins to help protect the ankles. Lift arms high, relax shoulders down, hips grounded. Then reaching in, fold over the legs and just breathe here. So you can let the chin tuck right into the chest, release the back of the neck, the hips. Lifting up from there, changing it around to the other side. So we're going to tuck the opposite leg around in front, and this might feel really different in your hips. So again, just try to balance it as best you can, sitting up tall, lifting arms high, and reaching in down to a fold.
Yeah, this is the
Lifting up the chest. Bring the knees together, stretch the legs out in front of you. And we've got one more, just lifting both arms up really high, dropping the elbows back and down again once more, just to really find some strength from the core, and then using that strength to reach forward into a fold, letting the backs of the legs stretch really long, lifting the spine and lengthening it along the legs. And letting the breath and your focus be even deeper here. And then gently rising on up. And if you're going to take some time for relaxation, then I recommend putting something warm on. Make sure you've got cushions or blankets if you need them to be comfortable. And I'm just going to let you take your own time to sit and let the body recover from the work that we've done. Just absorb everything and take a few really deep breaths into the body to enjoy some relaxation. And I'll leave you with that. Thank you very much for joining me today.